Banks. Congressman, I think now is Indiana Congressman Jim Banks. Congressman, I think flip-flop is too weak a phrase to use for what Joe Biden did.
This is a colossal flip-flop, David. And the only reason that politicians would ever flip-flop to the magnitude that Joe Biden has in this case is because he knows that he's screwed up. He understands that there are political repercussions for flip-flopping in the nature that he has. So we'll see where this goes from here. But Joe knows that he needs to come forward and testify if he's called to do so. Otherwise, he's one of the biggest hypocrites in American political history.
Now, I think that one of his biggest concerns about testifying is that he's going to be asked about his son's deal with the Ukrainian gas company, and that nothing would stop Republicans from doing exactly that. Adam Schiff, by the way, made a complete case for accusing Joe Biden of the same thing that they're accusing President Trump of doing, of the quid pro quo thing.
Well, there's no question that there is corruption that has occurred between the relationship of Vice President Joe Biden at the time and his son, Hunter Biden, being on the board of a Ukrainian energy company and pocketing money merely because of his relationship to his father in the Obama administration. The public deserves to know more about that. The hypocrisy by the Democrats in going after President Trump, yet being completely blind to the corruption that's occurred on Joe Biden's watch is something that isn't lost on the American people, and it's why putting that on full display in a long trial in the Senate and calling Joe Biden and Hunter Biden and so many others to testify is absolutely warranted and necessary at this point.
Now, it's not just the money that his son received, the monthly retainer from Burisma, the Ukrainian gas company. According to the Washington Post, a piece that they wrote last summer, Joe Biden was asking for U.S. aid to help the Ukrainian gas industry. That U.S. aid, in other words, taxpayers' money, would have gone conceivably directly into the pockets of the people that worked at Burisma, including his son.
This is hypocrisy and corruption at the highest levels, David, and it's why President Trump was right from the beginning to call attention to this type of corrupt business dealings in Ukraine, especially when involving American taxpayer dollars. It's why from the very beginning President Trump was absolutely right to call attention to that, and that's what's led us down this path. Democrats want to ignore the bottom line, the real nature of why the impeachment process began with the phone call between President Trump and the president of Ukraine calling attention to corruption and why we should dig into it when it was happening on their own watch.